It's going to be a gorgeous drive down to Idaho Falls today. It's too dark this morning leaving West Yellowstone for me to show you all the great fly tires I drove by. Kelly Gallup, Dan Delecta, going through Butte, Ray Babineau, heading down through Dillon, Al Troth country. Really looking forward to seeing old friends at this fly tying expo and also seeing who the new faces are. What will the next generation of fly tying bring? What will they call those flies? What patterns will they create out of which materials? And it's really an exciting time of year to be doing this. Right before ice comes off the upper big hole, everyone's dusting off their gear and getting the boats all pumped up. And this event brings fly tyers from all over the West into one roof to share their thought process. I think that's really what I love about this. It's not about the fish. It's not about the gear. It's about how did you spend your winter at your tying bench? What did you create? And it's inspiration, if you didn't, to sit down at the tying bench this spring and create. And think about that moment where you're going to present that to a wild animal and potentially trick them into thinking what you created is a real insect or a real bait fish or a frog. There's Pops. Thought I beat him here. I'm right on time though, it's 7:30. This great Divide fly shop, and Travis Thompson, one of our guides, lives here, and he's an incredible fly tyer. Underspoken, never talks about it, but you open his fly box and it's all stuff you've never seen before. And more importantly, the fish you've never seen before. Well, happy birthday.
Oh, thanks.
Why do you like going to the expo?
So, just to see people I haven't seen in years, like Frank Johnson a couple of years ago. He's out of Wyoming. Then when I came out west initially, I lived in Missoula back in 1974, and Frank helped me with my basic fly tying and patterns. And then when I moved away, I didn't see him for, I guess, 40 years. And all of a sudden, there he was at the expo. Plus, some of the best fly tyers in the country are there, and you can learn a lot just watching. It takes time to learn how to tie flies, and a lot of patience. They have to make time to want to tie flies.
Puppy 10 hours later, after she had
I got one too.
done. She was outside talking.
Hey man, how are you? Hello, good to see you. Congratulations on the baby. Whoa.
You say hi.
Oh God, I hate being on the camera, man. You do a better job than I do, that's for damn sure.
Wait. How are you? It's so good to see you.
Thank you for putting on this event. How long have you been doing it?
Well, I've been doing the fly tying demos ever since we had the event starting in 1994, I believe. And if you look around at this event, you'll see people of all physical ages and physical abilities. Here's families tying. And to me, that's very important because you get the youngsters involved in this. And you get people coming in here, and they see a young man tying or a young lady tying, and they look at Dad who's accompanying them and they say, look at that, they're the same age as me, about, I want to do that. They can do it, why can't I? And these people are the future, okay? And so I think it's very important for us to make sure that these people have a chance to see that anybody can tie. I've got tyers out there in wheelchairs. One year I had a tyer with a prosthetic hand. And the thing is fly tying is very satisfying if you're a fly fisher, of course. You know, fooling Mother Nature with your own hands gives you a feeling of, hey, I can do this. This is fun. I'm enjoying things. And so, like I say, I don't care what your age is or your physical ability. If you can get down to the vise and start creating flies, you're in for a good time. It complements your fly tying. It helps you escape from some of the affairs of life and everything. So that's the reason why you see so many different people tying.
Thank you.
I'm Linda Windles. I live in Idaho Falls, Idaho, and I've been tying flies for about 30 years.
Have you ever been to Big Hole Lodge?
Yes, probably 30 times. I'm tying the Purple Wonder, and it's an original pattern of mine that not only have I had great success with it, but a lot of other people have too. And it's a fly that can be fished as an emerger or a nymph, depending upon whether you put the bead on it or not.
Who taught you?
Yeah. I had a friend. I wish he said he was going to come here once, but I kept losing flies, and he goes, I'm going to have to just teach you how to tie flies.
Yeah, I trapped the hackle, and it's making me crazy. I used to, when I did tie, I tied the old-fashioned, upright. And
no, I tie it off on the post. Parachute off on the post. And it's simple and easy. And I also do a fork tail, but I'll show you a really simple trick to do that too.
The sandbox doing what? We're planning a sandbox problem tying flies.
Yeah, won't catch any fish, but it's a good looking fly. Just so you know.
These are the old school. If you ever want to go back to old school, then you want to go back to these here. This is the old school. We love to fish the old school.
Fly tying is very therapeutic. It's very relaxing. You have to concentrate so you don't think about anything else except what you're doing. And I would encourage people to start. If you're going to fish, you should be able to tie your own flies. So I would encourage people to do it. I did teach for a while the women's fly tying class at the expo. And I think that everybody who took that class really enjoyed it. And there's a certain amount of satisfaction going out and fishing and catching a fish with your own fly. So I would say go for it.
Dad and I have been walking around meeting new faces and catching up with a lot of old faces. And it's so encouraging, especially at this point in the season, to see people just on fire to get out on the water and fish with these creations that they've spent all winter dreaming up, or a pattern they know works, and they've spent all winter cranking them out and filling up their fly boxes. But what I've noticed here over the last 2 days is there are a lot of young people tying, and that's really encouraging to me. My dad celebrated his 77th birthday yesterday. We went out for ice cream last night with a dear friend who's just crossed over into her 80s and is still tying up a storm and fishing hard.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Sing?
this is delicious.
No.
You want to sing?
No. I hate it when people do that. And I'm not going to make him sit through it.
And I really encourage you, if you're getting started in this sport, to learn how to tie a fly. Like Linda said, you really need to learn how to tie a fly to understand the process of fly fishing. if there's a blue-winged olive hatch and the fish are coming up and eating it, and you get one refused the fly that you bought out of the fly shop, you need to be able to think back to a time at a vise where you looked at that fly and said, no, this wasn't quite right, and I need to work on that. And I'm not saying tie all your flies. That's way too hard. And there are too many professional tiers that make it too easy for us to go online or go into a fly shop and pick out the right bug. But I'm saying to understand better the process, which is just as important as catching the fish. You should sit down at a vise. Doesn't have to be an expensive vise. Go to your local fly shop on a tying night and borrow their vise, and take the bobbin and the thread and put some material together and think through, what would a fish see coming up underwater looking at this? What would this look like to them? And do I think they would eat it? And then the next time you're on the water opening your own fly box, trying to solve the puzzle of what is this fish going to eat that I've just seen in his natural habitat, it really makes this whole sport come together. So, such cool event. Thank you to everyone at the East Idaho Fly Tying Expo for having us down and putting this on, and we'll see you on the water.